So I looked at this weird thing, bassoon, and nobody else was playing it. So I thought, okay, I'll play this for a year. I'm Fraser Jackson, and I'm the contrabassoonist with your Toronto Symphony Orchestra. Both my parents were amateur musicians, and they wanted us to play instruments. So we actually went to a camp as a family, a camp for amateur music that's in Quebec called CAMAC. And strangely enough, I actually teach there now, but I started there, I went there when I was 2 and just played on the beach. But once I was 5, then I started on recorder. When I got to high school, I made the decision that I was going to find an instrument and stick to it. When I was in high school, I was super keen on the bassoon, and I had a great teacher. This was in Ottawa, and I studied with the principal bassoon of the NAC orchestra. And he was very inspiring, and I was super charged up. And then I went to a music camp when I was 16, and I realized how many other people were playing the bassoon and were better than me, and it was a big, big shock. So then I kind of put the bassoon on the back burner and took to mind all the pressure that a high school student is under not to do music. So I actually did 2 years of an engineering degree, pretty much hated it. So then I finally took the plunge and gambled on a music career. And I'm going into my 35th year with the TSO. Well, both my parents were from Toronto, actually. So I had a lot, and my father had a big family. So I visited Toronto a lot as a kid, and I always loved the city. I loved the energy of Toronto. Just love the multicultural aspect of it too, that there's so many different people meeting here and getting along. And yeah, I find the city gets more and more interesting all the time. Um, I like arranging music. That's one of my hobbies. So I've done lots of arranging for usually involving bassoon. But so that's something I do. I also do a lot of repairs around the house. I really enjoy renovating, and I like cooking. And at one point, I did a lot of painting, a lot of visual art, something that I hope to get back to. But when my son was born, that kind of got derailed, and I'm running out of excuses not to do it again. Yeah, so I think the role that music has in everyday life, I think it's an escape. I think I think nobody's life is so perfect that they don't need to get out of it sometimes. And I think music of whatever genre takes you somewhere else, and that gives you some relief from your day-to-day life, but also gives you a perspective. That's something that classical music is very good at doing. I think sometimes we're put off by the fact that it's difficult to listen to, or the first time through, it's like, whoa, that's too much for me. But the thing is that that's part of it, and that's why where it takes you to is sometimes more satisfying, because you had to work a little bit harder to get there.